September 17th. And Larry's with us, and take it away, Larry.
Thank you, Mary Ellen. Folks, again today, I'm not 100%. I guess most of us today have been watching the hearing with Corey Lewandowski in the Judiciary Committee of the House. Let me say from the very, very start, I want y'all to hear this loud. If you want to know what it's going to look like if President Trump loses and we become a socialist country, either by calling us a socialist country or not calling us one, but we will be one. If you want to know what that's going to be like, you just saw it, except for one part. There will be nobody acting as the Republican side has acted this morning or today. There won't be that side. It will all be what you saw from the Democrats. That is the way life will be. And when they have a hearing, and they will, when they have a hearing, they will make somebody like Corey Lewandowski a criminal. They'll out and out make him a criminal. You heard them calling him that. You heard them saying everything in and around. Now, let me assure you guys something. Y'all better hope and pray that I am never brought before a committee like he was in the future. You better hope I'm not. Why? Because if I'm in front of a committee in the situation he was in, I would be in jail. I will be put in jail. I promise you I will be put in jail. Because I'm not going to sit there and let these pieces of trash get by with all the slander that they just did to Lewandowski. I'm not going to let them get by with that with me. I will call a spade a spade. I will call them what they are. And I will get right up and walk the hell out of it. No American should be forced to go through such an event. This is character assassination. This is furthering their whole mission to make sure President Trump can't get good people to work with him and for him. Do you understand that? Very few people are going to allow their lives to be destroyed just in the interest of helping President Trump or any president. They're not going to do it. And the Democrats know it. So the more they can slander him, the more they can hurt his name, his reputation, which, by the way, all this crap here that's going on today, wake up. 50% of the American people are going to believe what the Democrats are saying in there. 50% are going to believe that. It's true. It's true to 50% of this nation. And there's nothing we can do about it except one thing, and that's win in 2020. Needless to say, I'm a little hot. Needless to say, I'm a little ticked off. Everyone knew going into this hearing that even if he answered their questions, he was going to repeat again what he has said in 4 other hearings, some 40 hours nearly of hearings. He was just going to say it again. What's the point? What's the point of asking him and others to come back once again and say the same thing they've said over and over and over, even before this very damn committee? I'll tell you what it is. It's a perjury trap. You see, they get him. This is why the administration issued the executive privilege letter. Thank God they did. Because any of us, any one of us listening to me or including me, an answer that I gave 2 years ago, if they hit me cold turkey out of the blue when I'm talking about some other subject and all of a sudden they pop a question in, if I dare answer in any way a little different than what I said 2 years ago, they've got me for lying to Congress. And it doesn't have to be a big difference in what I said 2 years ago. If I just accidentally said or got my dates wrong or misunderstood the meeting that they were inquiring about, any little shift by the word, even by the letter of what I said before, and they've got me flying to Congress. And here we go all over again. So thank God he was given the letter demanding that he not answer anything beyond that of the report. Now, they keep referring to Russia. They keep referring to the fact that Trump wanted Lewandowski to get hold of, what's his name?
Sessions.
The guys, listen to me. He's already answered it. It's in the report. Robert Mueller, with 19 hand-picked hatchet men, the best in the business, the best in their respective areas, in framing, tricking, trapping people they have prosecuted before. 19 of the very best were in Mueller's team. And even with that arsenal of liars and trash, they could not find Trump guilty. As a matter of fact, to show you how bad it was, please, to show you how bad they failed, they had to create a standard by which has never existed before in law. And I'm referring to the part about obstruction of justice. When Robert Mueller in his report said that they couldn't find anything to convict Trump of or make him guilty of. However, they could not find evidence to absolve him of guilt. That may not seem like a big thing to some of you, but that's huge, huge. You see, with a socialist country, with a socialist government, with a socialist/communist judicial system, guess what? The name of the game is to pry and find somebody that has committed some crime, be it little or large, sometime in their life. But here's the other part. In a socialist judicial system, if you can't find somebody guilty of some crime they've ever committed someday, possibly whenever, you make up a rule. You change the rules. You change the rules. That's what they did. And if you were sitting in Russia, if you were sitting in Cuba, if you were sitting in Venezuela, just to name a few, if you're sitting in those countries, and that's why I say if they're out to get you, they're going to get you. And if you've walked the straight and narrow all your life since birth, and they can't find anything, those countries are professionals. And just changing the rules and making something that you did do that was legal when you did it change the rules to where it's not legal now. Is that the kind of government we want in America? Is that the kind of government we want to lead to our children and our grandchildren? You know, even though I know our children and our grandchildren have been a part of this social engineering program so long, so very, very long, that they're against us. They're against us. Many are against us. And it hurts. It does hurt. But we have to stay true. We have to stay true. You know, guys, I've hurt my family so bad that I was telling somebody, I can't look at me in a mirror. Did you know that? I can't. Sometimes I don't shave like I should because I can't stand to see me in the mirror for what I've done to my family. I've never spoken more true words than that. Never. My heart is so broken, I can't see the day I could ever repair it. I hurt them. But I had to stand one time in my life, I had to stand up for the right. I knew it would be bad. When I turned, I knew my days of having fun, my days of going anywhere, doing anything I wanted to do in the world, in Arkansas, wherever I wanted, I knew my days of doing that were over. But I can honestly say I did not figure in the damage to my family. I didn't. Should have, but I didn't. And as Mary Ellen can tell you, several times, sometimes several times a day, sometimes several times a week, I almost wish I hadn't done it. I do.
But you
almost wish I hadn't done it.
But you keep coming back to that you had to.
I have, number one, I guess God's fixed it for me. I can't go back anyway if I wanted to. But in a sane moment, when I'm through kicking myself and whining and griping, when I do have the moment of sanity, I can say honestly to myself, did this morning, if God blessed me and gave me the ability to go back and do it again, I would do the same thing. I would do the same thing. Now, I don't know what that makes me. That doesn't make me a very loving husband. Doesn't make me a good father. But I would do it all over again. All over again. And y'all are just now starting to see the reality that made me have to come forward. Y'all are just now starting to see it. Thank God you're seeing it. Thank God you can see it now. Thank you, Democrats. Thank you, President Trump. Thank you, President Trump, for forcing them, flushing them out to where they had to come out. And thank you, Democrats, for coming forward and just as best you can, throw it out there for the country to see that you're nothing but a bunch of lying, cheating socialists, communists. Every one of them would rather be a dictator if they could, with them being the dictator. Life is hard. It's hard when you think about when you think about doing what's right in this time we call our lives. Thank God I've done right this time. I don't know how God weighs it out in the scale. I don't know that my one big doing something right for a change outweighs all the wrong, but I believe the Lord when I confess my sins before, and He's forgiven me. But y'all should never, ever doubt. God forgave me. You don't even want to hear it no more. But I can't be God. And I can't forget. I can't. And it's good that I don't forget. I never want to forget how I did what I did, the way I did it. And yes, the why I did it. Because I can use that now. I can use that now to help fight those trying to do it today. Now, we're into the program a little ways. If you have any questions, may I beg you to ask them now. I cannot promise you I can make it this whole program. Please, just get your questions in. And let me answer them, please. What you got here? Anybody?
I haven't seen any questions yet. I hope I haven't missed any. I've been trying to, I don't see any questions. But folks, I am going to add, when you see what Larry has done, when you are recognizing what he has said today, what this has cost him, what this has cost his family, to stand up against what we're seeing in the Corey Lewandowski hearings today, what he has done to speak the truth. You know, the Bible says that the workman's worthy of his hire. And I know we ask you all the time to do what you can to help Larry, but he's not feeling well and he needs help. So we're just gonna do this quickly. His PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. nicholslive@aol.com. The website is nicholslive.com. And nicholslive.com, the website has multiple ways to donate. And I forgot to copy my cell phone number. It's on the website, nicholslive.com. If you can't do anything by PayPal and don't want to mail cash only in the mail, he cannot cash checks. But there is a way to send checks through me if you text me. So that is written under the video. You can see that information. It's also on the website, nicholslive.com. And anything you send through PayPal, nicholslive@aol.com, gets to him immediately. Leah is asking if you have contacted Trump. I've told you folks that I did speak with Eric Trump in 2016 before the election, but who Larry works with, he has security clearance agreements, and he can't tell us who he works with. So
let me answer it this way, y'all. Let me answer it this way. If I have ever spoken with President Trump, I will deny it. I will call it a lie. Because if the media ever thought I was actually talking to President Trump, they would destroy the man. They would literally destroy him for dealing with such a scumbag like me, Mr. Conspiracy Nut. You know, I'm branded a conspiracy nut by the mainstream media. My God, I claimed the Clintons killed people. No, one didn't. I claimed people died around the Clintons. Didn't do that. I claimed that he had all of these affairs with women. I claimed that he did drugs. I did. But I'm a conspiracy nut for making those allegations, albeit that it all came true. What about the money? I don't think y'all believe me when I tell you it is the most humiliating thing a man can ever do. A man that believes in himself and his responsibility to his family. There's nothing worse that a man can be put through than having to beg for help.
To have to beg.
Ask Mary Ellen, it tears me up. It tears me up to ask y'all and beg y'all for money. It tears me up. But I don't have, to my knowledge, any other way. And that's all I'm going to say about it. That's all you're going to say, Mary Ellen. I don't want to hear it anymore. I've been humiliated enough in my lifetime. I see Corey Lewandowski, and it's just got me upset because I've been through it so long, for so many years. And the day I die, I'll be remembered for being a stupid, idiot, nut, conspiracy wacko. That's what I'll be remembered as.
Not by us, Larry. Not by us.
So anyways, anybody got any other questions? And by the way, when you understand the communist socialist way of governing, and I told you if you didn't do anything, they'll change the rules to make you have done something that you didn't do. Well, look at this. I told you they'll go back to the day of your birth to see if you ever committed a crime. If you don't believe me, there, look at Kavanaugh. They're willing to go back 20, 30 years on Kavanaugh with fake stories. With fake stories. Now, one bit of information I need to tell you, because I will go on Pastor Ernie Sanders tonight. I think it's tonight. I'm sure it's tonight. I haven't got confirmation yet today. But I'm going to be going on with a candidate for the Dallas County Sheriff's Office in Texas. Dallas County. Included in Dallas County is the city of Dallas, Texas, Garland, Texas, Arlington. I mean, it's probably one of the biggest counties in Texas. And we're going to be introducing a policy statement for Chad Purda, the candidate. So all of you, if any of you live in Dallas County, we want your vote for Chad. But we're going to introduce a policy statement. And to some of you, you're going to think that I have gone back on my word, that I'm speaking with forked tongue in the way that it's done. So I want to explain to you the basics of the plan. It's called a new model for Dallas County. And it's called a key to coexisting. A key to coexisting. Now, what predicates this is the fact that immigration, as we have talked, immigration is a function of the federal government. Other than those states, counties, and cities that have declared themselves sanctuary cities, which is basically just disavowing the constitutional role of the federal government in this matter. The federal government has to make the decisions. County sheriffs cannot. Local police chiefs cannot. City councils cannot. County boards cannot. So here in America, we've got a population of illegals already here. Y'all all know we've got a huge population of illegals in this country. You know, they still use old figures from back in McCain and Ted Kennedy's day of 11 to 12 million illegals. And I think all of y'all know that we're being conservative when we say 40 to 60 million would probably be closer to the true number. But they're here. They are here today. No way, no how, and again, use this hearing as your proof. Our federal government in the foreseeable future is not going to solve the immigration problem in America. They're not going to. Don't y'all see that? They should be doing that in this time today. They should be dealing with immigration, a major crisis, both in population, expense, the cost to our nation, plus not to mention national security. They should be dealing with it today. And what are they doing today with this bogus crap, with this hearing? All right? So they're not going to develop an immigration problem, a program to help us solve illegal immigration, especially the ones that are already here. So having said that, there must be a program put together that can help this situation. So what Sheriff, soon to be Sheriff, we hope, Purda, what we plan to do is to develop a program for coexisting. And basically what that says is we are not, or they are not, I'm saying we, it's his county and county of Dallas, or Dallas County, people in Texas. They are not going to declare themselves a sanctuary city or state or county and just let the illegals run wild. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. But what he is going to do is try to convince the Hispanic community not to be afraid. If you are law-abiding, you're not a criminal, you're not breaking criminal laws other than the fact you're here illegally. But if you're raising your family and you're conducting yourself properly in that county and producing, working, they are not going to hassle you. But if you break the law, they will come down on you just as hard as they would any legal citizen. Now, I know there are hard-charging legal people that have the position we need to round all of them up, throw all of them out, get rid of them. That would be an okay position to take. I cannot tell you that I would be totally in disagreement with that if there was any way possible to do it. But there's not. There's not. So therefore, once again, we have to coexist. So to the legal people of that county and the rest of the country, if they'll adopt this model, we can work together. We can work together. So if you're an Hispanic here illegally, as long as you obey all laws, other than the one that got you here, if you don't commit crime, you will be treated just exactly like a legal citizen. And if you break the law, commit a crime, other than the one that got you here, you will be treated exactly like a legal citizen. You will be arrested, thrown in jail. There's more to it than what I just shared with you. But I want y'all to hear from me before I go on with Pastor Sanders, with Chad. I'm not turning soft on the illegal immigration matter. I'm not turning soft at all. I'm trying to be realistic. There has to be a way in your community, since they're already there, they can't be gotten rid of technically at this point, unless something happens. And you don't want to be a sanctuary county. See, a sanctuary county, that invites criminals to your county. In the case of Dallas County, Chad will cooperate with ICE. If he's got a criminal that they want, he'll cooperate fully. Fully. Now, he is not going to let ICE come into his county with block-to-block raids, arresting anybody and everybody. He's not going to do that. He's not going to allow that. But he will cooperate with ICE fully in all matters. So, I want you to know. Any questions yet, Mary Ellen?
There's a comment, Larry, you will always be known as an American hero who helped us keep Hillary out of the White House. I'll never forget what I learned about the Clintons. We love you. I want to say we did address in this position paper for Chad the whole concept of what welfare for the illegals is costing us, and that statement was that that is not the purview of the police to deal with. That is something that the federal government has to deal with. And so we can't address the cost to the nation of welfare, but we can deal with criminality and coexisting with them so that they're not afraid, and with the hope that they will help find and root out the MS-13 gangs, who are a large part of the criminals that are coming in illegally to the country.
Yeah, let me tell you, folks, Chad and tons of other law enforcement people have told me, if they could ever get that veil down between the Hispanics that are here and law enforcement, crime could be cleaned up immensely. But as it stands now, Hispanics won't cooperate with the police, even if they're being robbed. In many cases, they won't call the police if they're being assaulted, for fear that they will pay a bigger penalty. They'll be thrown out more so than the person committing the crime. So hopefully with this new model, we can get the Hispanics to understand law enforcement's not going to go after them. It's not going to treat them unfairly. And once again, we're talking about people that do not break laws, steal, rape, whatever. And then they will be free to help us find the MS-13 gangs and the other gangs that are out there. They can help. We can bust up crime in the Hispanic community big time if law enforcement could just get their support. So anyway, that's where we are with it. Anything else?
Yeah, Terry.
Oh, by the way, I'm fixing to be in an article with the National Enquirer. And it is about President Bill Clinton, ex-president, and he is very, very sick. Very, very sick. And you just need to read the article, because I don't want to break my trust there. But you need to read that article about what he's going through. What else, Marianne?
Terry asked, why not a military draft for ICE and Border Patrol?
What?
How about a military type draft to get people into ICE and Border Patrol? Could they draft people? Like,
We're about to get to that point. We are. We're about to get to that point because ICE, Border Patrol, is losing officers every day. Those poor people can't take much more. They're being overworked. They're doing a job that risks their life every single day. And then to be attacked viciously by the Democrats and they're calling them Nazis, calling them all those kind of things, and the media. It makes it hard for somebody working for Border Patrol or for immigration. It makes it hard to explain to your families. Why are you risking your life for not a lot of pay, getting shot at for not a lot of pay, and not being respected or honored for the work you do? So they're losing people left and right. Much like law enforcement, period. Police are dropping out. In Chadds County alone, I think there's something like 100, maybe 150 short of deputies for that county. City of Dallas, short up to maybe 1,000. 1,000 deputies short in Dallas, City of Dallas. Think about it. How are you going to defend? How are you going to be protected when your law enforcement is so understaffed? Huh?
That's terrible.
What else? What else, Miriam?
Is Ted Cruz a good guy?
My opinion, strictly my opinion. I was pretty much an avid supporter of Ted Cruz until he ran for president. And it really wasn't anything he did or said that troubled me. But I found out his wife was going around the country and making statements, paraphrasing, but making statements that he was going to be the first president of Central America. Now, if you ask Ted Cruz, do you really want to do away with the borders? And Mexico, Canada, all of us are just one big country, and you want to be the president of it, he will probably say no. So let's get that out. He'll probably say no. Be smart for him to say no. But his wife did. And I can't imagine she would have been voicing that as publicly as she did, and him not be aware of it. And were it not true to some degree, and this is my opinion, he would have stopped it, but he didn't. So what does that tell you about me with Ted Cruz? No, I don't. I can't.
And the other thing is that he's been in office for multiple sessions.
Well, of course.
And
yes.
Anybody who's been in more than 2 terms has been bought out. So next question, do you believe the U.S. will fall to socialism?
Do I believe what?
That the U.S., that America will fall to socialism.
We'll know that November the 20th in the election. If President Trump is defeated, we will be a self-destroyed socialist nation.
Yeah.
You will know that answer very soon. And it's nip and tuck right now as to where the majority of this nation, which way it'll go. But I assure you, we have enough time to stop it. But 2020 will be it. What else?
What about 5G? That's so dangerous. I don't think Trump has approved it. But
look, I don't understand 5G, so I can't give you any opinion because I don't like giving opinions about stuff I know nothing of. Most every one of you know more about 5G and that technology than I do. So I can't answer you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, one of the things I heard in a report yesterday was that it isn't 5G itself necessarily that's dangerous at the beginning, but it allows a lot of things to happen that can be weaponized in the future, like directed energy and stuff.
That is the case with most technological things. Technology, guys, necessarily isn't bad. People are bad. And what people do with technology is bad oftentimes. And so therefore it's a race who controls technology, and whoever's getting control of the technology, depending on whether they plan to be good for the nation or bad, that's where it's decided. But once again, I leave that to y'all. What else, Marianne?
Do you think there will be an uptick in more Islamic people coming into the country to cause trouble?
Yes. It's already started. Can't tell you how I know, but I know. And one of the things that Al Qaeda and ISIS is doing is promoting to come here and strike at the heart of America. What else?
Gilby's willing to be on border patrol, but he's over 40, so not allowed. Do you think there'll be an internal revolution started by the communists, aka Hillary Clinton?
The revolution is going on now. They have given us their plan. We now know the revolution that they intend to overthrow us with, and it is, by definition, what's called a soft coup. We are in that revolution now. Don't you dare doubt it. Don't doubt it. Why would they go to arms? Why would they go to fighting? They don't have to anymore. That's passé. They don't have to do that anymore. They've got the right battle plan for America. Just to use us to destroy ourselves. What else?
Do you know about chemtrailing?
I know about it. I'm not one of those people that is overly at this moment concerned. I'll tell you why, just so you know, this is my foundational principle for not being just overly wigging out about chemtrails. Whoever the people are squirting that stuff up in the air, they live down here with us. Their families live down here with us. So it makes me wonder, would people be willing to fly those planes and put that stuff out to poison all of us when in fact it's poisoning themselves and their families? That's my opinion. Don't worry about it. That's not something I worry about. And that's another one of those issues, folks, that we need to get through the election of 2020. We must win in 2020. When we win in 2020, we can all divide back up on our personal signature issues that we are concerned about. Then we can start separating and fighting over those. But right now, we better hold on to our country, or there won't be any fighting over any of that stuff. What else?
That's it. We need to stop. That's the last question, and we need to stop.
All right, folks. Nobody has dinged the PayPal, so I assume it's not coming. But I need to go. I'm pushed past I'm starting to feel it. So just watch the hearings, and when you watch the hearings, just know you're seeing our future way of life right in front of you today. With that, Mary Ellen, I've got to go on.
All right.
Thank you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you. All right, folks, he's gone. just to wrap up a little bit, he's talked about a lot of the issues he discussed, especially about his guilt about the past and what he's done, what it cost his family. He's written about in his book, 28 Years to Nowhere. You can get that. You can order that through the website, nicholslive.com. And don't forget that he'll be on with Pastor Ernie tonight. And I did put that in the chat. I'll try and remember to put it underneath the video. It's wrwl.org. And then you scroll down to 12:20 a.m., click on that, and then click on Listen Live. It starts at 10 Eastern, 9 Central tonight. It goes for 2 hours. The first half hour is a Bible study with Pastor Sanders, and then Larry and Chad, the sheriff, the guy who's running for sheriff, Chad Purda, will be discussing it. And Larry said he thinks it's tonight. If it's not tonight, then I guess I'll put something, try and find some way to let you know. Yes, we plan to be here tomorrow. We're here Monday through Friday at this time. And I know, hey, a lot of us are, I've given all I can and I can't do any more right now. And I'm hurting myself really, really badly. And I know a lot of you are too. And he doesn't expect people to do something if you really, really can't. If there's any way you can do even $1, he does feel encouraged that people at least do something, because that lets him know that you care. If you can even put a quarter in the mail, or just something. Yes. Let's see. Here, the phone number for texting, I'm putting that back in there now. It's 240-499-6729. Whoops, sorry, 6729. It is the phone number. So if you need to contact me, let's see. There will be a conference call. What day is today? Tuesday? No, there's no conference call today. We'll be back on a conference call tomorrow night. The position paper that Larry was talking about, that the information that's this new policy that Chad Purda is running on, I read that to the conference call last night, and if you come to the conference call tomorrow night, I'll read it again, because I was not quite finished editing it last night. So that's what I was holding up earlier during the program, that I've got it here. So but he went over all of it, and he doesn't want to be discussing too much publicly on the YouTube yet until Chad's had a chance to talk about it. You may hear, other people talking about this, and so if you hear people talking about coexisting and not being a sanctuary state, and the fact that we can't just put everybody on a plane back home and arrest everybody and send them home, yes, they have done an illegal act by coming into this country without going through the legal means. But if they will live here, not breaking any other rules, then the plan is to allow them to coexist, because immigration is one of the few issues that are given as purview to the federal government. And therefore, the federal government has got to deal with it. So if you will donate, Larry's PayPal is nicholslive@aol.com. That's his PayPal account. I'll put it back in the chat again, nicholslive@aol.com. If you can't donate that way, cash in the mail, his address is at the website, nicholslive.com. And if you can't do either one of those, I am typing my cell phone number again. Sorry, my 6 doesn't work, so I had to spell it out. on my computer. I've got a couple numbers that don't work, and I don't have room on my little table here to do an external keyboard. So anything you can do to help Larry, please do. Text me if you need some help. If you can do, several $100s and need to do it through Western Union, I can help you do that. We do not send Western Union directly to Larry because he cannot go pick it up. That's why we don't advertise that. So we have to make special arrangements, some way to do that. And we have a few people that we work that out with. So thanks a lot. God bless you. We will be back here tomorrow, same time. And have a really blessed evening. Bye.